I'm freaking out. I just woke up and got the notification that Brexy, the aliens, are going to be moving into the neighborhood by the end of the week. And I know this is what I signed up for. But it's about to be real. Really, really, really real. Not a story I'm being told, not a photo I'm shown, not a recording on a screen. I'm about to have beings not from this planet 100 yards from my front door. And I knew that's what was happening in concept. But it didn't hit until I got the notification this morning. And I'm freaking out. So it's been a day and a half since I got the notification. Took off from work today because I was still freaking out this morning and I knew there was no way I was going to be able to be normal at work, which meant people would probably be asking what was going on with me and I would not be able to answer that. But now I'm stuck at home with nothing to distract me. So figured since I have to do my recording still, I would do that. So since we're getting new neighbors, I figured I would give you a rundown of the neighborhood thus far. So there's me, obviously, and then there's Rodney, who lives diagonally across the street from me, and who is human, as you could probably guess, based off the name. Rodney and I already met. He was one of the other jurors. Couldn't really get a read off of him from the whole jury thing. He was just very reserved and just seemed very observant about the whole thing. Rodney was the first one to say yes to the program, so he moved in first. Then he was notified when I was moving in, so he came over and helped me move, which was very nice. And just kind of tried to ask him questions to get to know him, asked him about, why he agreed to the program, what he thought about the whole living among alien thing, and blah, blah, etc., etc. I don't remember his response verbatim, but basically his response was, given the vastness of our observable universe, the likelihood that there was intelligent life out there was statistically very probable, and thus he wasn't super surprised, and he was mostly looking forward to learning from them, learning about their planet, about their technology. Yeah, I don't know. My brother is smart and has a lot of smart friends, some of whom are engineers, and Rodney gives me pretty strong engineer vibes, if that makes sense. But enough about Rodney, because now we're getting to new neighbors who are not human. Program gave me some information on them, but it is not much. But what do I have so far? Hello? So there's 2 of them moving in. The names they've chosen for themselves are Beta and Nux. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing those correctly. It's a mom and a son. Beta is 182 and Nux is 114. I don't know if that's in their years or if those ages have been converted to our planet years, but that is literally all the information I have on them, right? Yeah, that's it. So still freaking out about that. But I have to answer a prompt for the week, so let's do that. Please describe how you felt when you first learned aliens were real. Before all of this, if you had asked me whether or not I thought aliens were real, honestly, I would have said yes, which probably makes me weird, but joke's on you who thought that was weird. But I just figured we are one planet among hundreds of thousands to millions, maybe billions. I just Googled it. Estimates suggest there are hundreds of billions to over 300 sextillion, didn't know that was a number, planets in the observable universe. So that is like a colony of ants thinking they are the only colony of ants. Or maybe like a colony of germs living on an ant thinking they are the only colony of germs. You get what I'm saying? So yes, already believed there had to be other species living out there. Did I think there were other intelligent species? Honestly, I don't think we're all that intelligent, so very possible. Did I think we have had contact with them before? Also, kind of was one of those people who did believe that, but also turns out to be true. So again, not that crazy. But did I ever think that we would have full contact with another intelligent species to the degree that is currently happening? No. At least not in my lifetime, no. So when like the whole jury duty ruse was dropped, at first I thought this is a joke. There's no way this is not a joke, like where are the hidden cameras? And then once they started showing us like photos and people testifying and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I think this might be real. But they didn't have our first introduction there, which to me would have made sense. They just showed us a video of like Brexy talking about their planet and talking about Earth. But I was just sitting there going like, this is AI. Like, so I guess first disbelief and then kind of shock. And then like Rodney, I think I was just curious about like everything. But at the time, I wasn't really scared. I think I was just more, maybe it was just the way that information was presented to us, but I was like oddly optimistic about the whole thing. I still don't know that I would say I'm scared right now. I think I'm like extremely overwhelmed. No matter what, I can guarantee next week's video is going to be interesting. But it is just occurring to me that I have lived in several apartments and only rarely have I ever even spoken to my neighbors, let alone befriended a neighbor. So I now also have to figure out how to start interacting with the neighbors, who I'm kind of terrified at the thought of. Maybe I'll bake something. I don't know. But okay, I'm gonna go freak out, not on camera. See you next week.